everyone! This is the flag of Myanmar. It was adopted in 2010, making it one of the newest national flags. It replaced this flag, which was used from 1974 to 2010. And before that, this similar flag was used between 1948 and 1974. Not only has the flag changed over the years, so too has the name of the country. Before the country was officially named Myanmar, it was known as Burma. This flag originated as part of the Burmese resistance, which fought the Japanese occupation during World War II. At the time, Burma was under British rule, and the British regained control of Burma when World War II ended in 1945. And a few years later, Burma was an independent country. During the war, this was the flag of the state of Burma, which was a puppet state of the Japanese Empire. The peacock is an old design dating back centuries. It's believed this was the design of the Third Burmese Empire, which lasted from 1752 to 1885. And way before that, it's believed this was the banner of the ruling kingdom from roughly 1300 to 1500. As for the stripes of the state of Burma flag, it's believed they came from a group commonly known as the Takins, which was a nationalist group which formed in Burma in the 1930s to fight for independence from Britain. Some of the members of this group helped in the Japanese occupation, which probably explains why the Japanese used this flag to represent Burma. Before and after this flag was used, this flag represented British Burma. As we can see, the British used the ensign design, as they did with practically all their colonies, and on the fly side they used the peacock design. The first flag of independence has a red field and blue canton. The canton is charged with 6 stars. The large star represented the union of the country, while the 5 smaller stars represented the 5 major ethnic groups that make up the population. In 1962, a military coup took place, and when the military took over, it began the process of nationalizing businesses. In 1974, Burma declared itself a socialist country, and the flag was changed. The canton was altered to include the logo of the Burma Socialist Program Party, which consisted of a gyre and rice plant. The gyre represented industry, while the rice plant represented agriculture. The logo was surrounded by 14 stars, which represented the 14 member states of the Burmese Union. The country has been plagued with internal issues and wars ever since independence. Part of that has seen efforts to democratize the country. And of most interest to us, there were flag change proposals. In 2006, this flag was proposed to become the new flag of Myanmar. It consists of a horizontal tricolor of green, yellow, and red with a white star located at the upper hoist. This flag uses the same colors as the Japanese-controlled state of Burma flag, but the green and yellow are swapped. From a design perspective, we think this was a good change because the stripes have better contrast. In the end, the flag was not chosen. Instead, this became the new flag. This one reverts back to the same stripe layout as the state of Burma flag, and rather than having a small white star in the upper hoist, a large white star was placed at the center. The following symbolism was created for the flag. Yellow stands for solidarity, green stands for peace and tranquility, and the red stands for courage and decisiveness. The white star symbolizes the unity of the country. When it comes to the use of these stripes, it's kind of complicated. On the one hand, they were initially created as part of an independence movement, and on the other, they were used by a violent and oppressive occupying force. So feelings about the stripes are mixed. Back in 2019, 4 of the recently formed Democratic parties came up with alternative proposals for a flag change. They argued that the country wasn't properly consulted on the flag change of 2010. We're going to take a look at these flags and give our thoughts on them. This was the proposed flag of the National League for Democracy, which was the ruling party at the time. The NLD is led by Aung San Suu Kyi, who has become a well-known figure throughout the world who played a huge part in trying to reform politics in the country. As we can see, the party's flag proposal is very similar to the previous flags. It uses the red field and blue canton. It also uses 14 small stars to represent the states of Myanmar, but replacing the logo of the former ruling party is a large white star, which presumably symbolizes the unity of the country. We're not entirely sure why they proposed a flag so similar to the previous ones, given that the old flags essentially symbolized military and communist rule, the very things the party fought against. As for our opinion, the design itself is pretty good. It's simple, and the stars have good symbolism. When researching this video, we didn't find any explanation for the red field, or indeed the blue of the canton for this flag, or indeed the former national flags. As well as the lack of explanation for the colors, another issue is the fact it looks similar to the flag of Samoa. Looking at them side by side, we can see a very strong resemblance, and it also looks like the flag of Taiwan. Even though Taiwan is not officially a sovereign nation, many recognize it as such. Adding symbolism to the colors would be an easy fix, but the same can't be said about the similarity problems with other flags. For this reason, we think this is not a good proposal. Next up is the proposed flag of the Shan Nationalities League for Democracy. 1/3 of the flag at the hoist side is made of the same stripes as the current flag, while the remaining 2/3 consist of white stars on blue. The large middle star presumably once more symbolizes the unity of the country. The reason there are 8 smaller stars is because this party wants to have a federal system of 8 states, rather than the 14 currently in existence. It's worth noting that the party's flag has a similar layout to their proposed flag. So what do we think of this design? We think it's a good design. Some people may not like how the flag is split up, but we think it gives the flag a unique look, and most importantly, the design remains pretty simple. But when it comes to symbolism, we have some issues. By using the stripes, we have the problem of the usage by the Japanese. Also, this party's ambition of having 8 states is not shared by others, and therefore the 8 stars is also a problem. So while we like the actual design, we think the problems with the symbolism means that this is not a good proposal. Next, we have the proposed flag of the Zomi Congress for Democracy. It consists of a blue field charged with a white map of Myanmar, which is surrounded by an orange oval. In our view, this is a bad design. Placing maps on flags is a bad idea, unless it's a simplified version that results in a basic shape. As we can see, the map on this flag has a detailed outline and therefore makes this a very difficult flag to reproduce. So the design fails on simplicity. Also, we're not fans of the oval. It doesn't enhance the design in any way, and we don't see any purpose for it. This flag and the previous flag we looked at both use light shades of blue. We're not sure why this is, but perhaps they were trying to create a link with the UN flag. So for this flag, we're giving it a pretty big thumbs down, mostly because of the use of the map, and we believe this is not a good flag proposal. Finally, we have this one. This is the proposed flag of the National Unity Party. This party is actually the successor to the Burma Socialist Program Party, which had been the ruling party before the democratic reforms. Their proposed flag consists of a tan field with a map of Burma at the center, surrounded by an off-white oval with a black border. So what can we say about this one? We're not sure where to start. This is an awful design. Not only does it use a map of the country, it actually divides the map into the 14 states, each with its own color. So the number of colors on the flag is pretty crazy. We also don't like the main colors of tan and the off-white shade. These are not standard colors and add to the overall poor design. Of the 4 proposed flags, this is easily the worst, which naturally means we think this is not a good proposal. So those were the 4 flags. Our favorite is the SNLD flag, and our least favorite is the NUP flag. But as we've already said, we think all of them have issues and don't think any of them would be a great replacement for the current flag. In February 2021, a military coup took place and took over the country. So right now, Myanmar is back to a military dictatorship. We're not sure what this will mean for any potential new flag, and who knows what will develop in the country politically. So what do you guys think of the proposed flags? Do you agree with our opinions, or do you think one or more of these would be a good flag? And what do you think of the current flag? Should it remain as the national flag? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because we have a ton of flag-related content with lots more to come. Until next time, bye for now!